Hey Shannon,
What's up, Amberita? How's it going?
I love that name. That's so cool. I
You're
love
my
it.
Amberita. How are
Yes,
you?
I'm doing well. It's sunny and beautiful outside.
Yay, you too.
So I love
Yes.
that. I
I
love
know.
it. The palm trees,
Yes.
that
Yes.
beach vibe. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. My favorite. You know me.
Yes.
Yes.
So last week, you didn't have your chanting, but today you did. Your
Yeah.
class,
Yes.
not today. We're talking about it today. It was on
Yes.
Tuesday. That was really, really powerful. It was very
I think
powerful.
I think it's our best one yet. It was so good. Well, I'm also getting better at teaching, right? Like I'm not saying all the time. I'm coming more into my teaching era.
Yeah.
But also, and so I'm getting better, being more comfortable. I wasn't nervous, which is I was a little nervous that morning, but then I wasn't. I used to get so nervous, so that's really cool that it's transmuting. But yeah, it was so powerful. We did a we did a loving kindness meditation, which I love that everyone loved it so much. And so a loving kindness meditation is where you sit, you say three sentences. Obviously, there's other ways people do it, but in the one that I've learned and that I've done for years is where you say, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you know peace. And then I add, my inner being sees your inner being, love, love, love. And we just sit and we meditated for 5 minutes and we thought about just so many people popped up in our heads and we just sent them love. And it was really cool. What Pia wrote was really cool about her ex-husband. And it's really amazing that that's what this does. This is what happens when you pour kindness and compassion and grace for yourself, then it leads to other people. And that's what's so profound about this practice.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the whole thing is like, we do have free will, so we can't change other people, but we can. Actually, I
Right.
saw this quote. I don't remember who it was, but it says, you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. Right? Meaning,
Yeah.
I can't physically come and make you be kind to me, but by me being kind to myself and then being kind to you, regardless of your actions, that actually brings that awareness and that vibration, and it has an effect on you, right? Regardless of whether I think it does or not. So that's very powerful, and I love how people are changing. And I mean, I actually viewed your very first class months ago, and I'm like, wow, the difference between then and now is huge, right? And the effect that it's having on everybody else too.
Yeah. 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 It's so cool. And I love what you said about how your who you are can change someone by being who you are. And I work in restaurants. I do it all day long. People are grumpy. It took them a long time to get to the restaurant. They might have had to wait for their table that they've been waiting to get into this restaurant for months because it's so hard to get into. And
Yeah,
then they get there, they have to wait like 45 minutes. And like, sure, we give them free drinks, whatever, before they sit down, but then they get to me and they're crabby. And I am happy and I'm excited to have them. And I'm like, we're gonna have the best time. Let's
yeah,
go. And then they change their
right.
vibration because I'm
100%.
being me. I'm not giving into like, I'm so sorry. Oh, we should have done.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. It's like, no,
yeah,
let's run. Let's go. Let's have a great time. And
yeah,
it's like, so my vibration changes them. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, I'm okay. And now they're excited again. So yeah,
yeah,
I see it all the time. It happens all the time. And also being of a high vibration can sometimes trigger people,
yeah,
because they're like, what do they have that I don't have? Or they can like,
yeah,
but it's like, we're here to be the teachers of that. We're here to show you like how you can live, right? That's what Yuki says. That's what we're here for.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Um,
And I was
go.
going to say, and then we did our favorite, which me and Amber's favorite, which is our chanting of the Bija mantras, and we go up and down the chakra system. And that was very profound. Like um, everyone loved it, which was, I mean, everyone always loves everything, but I could tell that this one, I could feel it like this, because it's so
Yeah,
powerful. It's so potent. Like, I
it
mean,
is.
obviously you and I do it every day. You do it twice a day, but like, I mean, what, can you speak about more about that?
Yeah, it's um and I've done chanting before, and I think there's something in going up. So you work from the root chakra up to the crown, and then you come back down. That I think is very powerful, and it doesn't take, I mean, it's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's, it's not a long time, but I feel like as soon as I start to come back down, like I feel that vibration immediately.
Same,
Like,
same.
you know, like you sit in the middle of like a tornado and it just happening around you. Like
Yeah.
I feel that right immediately, and then you go back down. And then especially like sitting there for a few minutes, just feeling that is really, really powerful. It's you know, Yuki talks about like the awareness of the oneness with God, right? Like that's, and that's not something that we can really rationalize and explain with the
Right.
human mind, but like that's as close to that feeling as I've had.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
which and something I was actually going to tell you, I don't know if I told you this before, but I've actually started doing it with my eyes open.
Oh, nice.
So I know
No.
typically you close your eyes, right, kind of, but
Yeah.
I've noticed that like, or at least for me, if I want that this feeling to be more natural, right? Because I was like, well, I don't want it to just be when I close my eyes and just when I meditate. So I will kind of start like that, and then I'll like open my eyes and then kind of just focus on like a spot on the wall or whatever, and then
Wow.
continue doing it. So then it's like now it's becoming more natural.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Dr. Joe Dispenza does like walking meditations, you know, and like Wayne
Yeah.
Dyer used to talk about meditating while he
Good.
was driving. You know, obviously he didn't
Right.
have his eyes closed. So it becoming more of that natural state. So you're
Right.
not like, oh man, I got to get home and like close my eyes and meditate to get to that
Right.
feeling. You're kind of feeling it, you know. And I mean, obviously we still want to create that sacred space where we do, you know, we're
Of
at home
course.
and we're
Yeah, absolutely.
doing whatever we're doing, but like, yeah, it's been really cool. It's been
But
really
aren't we
cool.
always like in a sacred, we're always in a sacred space because we're in our
That's
body,
true.
right? And so that
That's
just reminded
true.
me, you're right, like of the Joe Dispenza. And right, when you said that, I started like going meditative in my brain. Like I forgot about that. Like, God,
Yeah.
who was I reading recently? And they were saying, yeah, like go from like a meditate, like go through you, yeah, meditation isn't just sitting for 20 minutes with your eyes closed. You should be in that state at all times. This was
Right.
such a good reminder. I need to really work on this, especially when I'm at work. That's so good. Yeah, to
100%.
move
Because then,
from
yeah,
that.
you can drop back into, because I would find myself constantly like, I'd feel amazing during a meditation. Ah, right? Like, oh,
Yeah,
the skies are
right,
open,
right,
the whole
right,
thing. And then as soon
right,
as I open my eyes, I'm like, oh my God, it's
right.
life and it's things and kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the
And
real
so then
world.
I felt
Yeah.
like I was only able to feel that when I did that.
Wow.
So, you know, almost like
Yeah.
a reprieve from. So then I thought, well, what happens if I just like open my eyes? You know,
Just right.
and then like kind of getting into that, which has been really helpful because then I'm able to kind of drop in, because when those moments of annoyance or, you know, whatever, I'm able to kind of drop into that state, like kind of
Yeah.
immediately. Um,
Wow. That's
yeah, that's
amazing. This is
powerful.
actually giving me inspiration. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to teach our next class. Of course, it always takes me, I'm always researching and figuring it out. But like,
Yeah.
wow, that's really cool. I'm going to look into this for, yeah, maybe we'll be able to do like an exercise so we can do this all the
Yeah.
time. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank
100%.
you for that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe next time you meditate on the beach, I'm assuming you close your eyes, maybe try opening it, you know, and just
Yeah.
feeling that
Yeah.
vibe while you.
Wow. That's so great. Oh my God. Let's talk about your class this week was so powerful on our book club. A Course in Miracles, of course. What is it? Return to Love.
Yeah, return.
Um, yeah.
Well, she gives her take on, of course, in miracles. Yeah, I
Right.
always mix up the two,
Right.
but
Right.
yeah,
Right.
return to love. And I love that, and it kind of, I just felt called, but I hadn't actually read the book, and I don't look forward. Like I don't
Yeah.
go, okay, next week we're gonna read this. I completely, when I read the first chapter, it's completely new to me,
Same.
which I was just kind of called to do, and I love that because every single time, as you know, when you're there, I'm like, you gotta be kidding
Wow.
me. Like
I know.
that it always pertains to where I'm at in that moment. And I think it's
Yeah.
so powerful. And I feel like because we're all kind of entangled on the call, like other people are feeling that as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously relationships, you know, it could be, you know, romantic friendships, you know, mentorship, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, and we all have them, relationships with ourselves. Um, so that definitely is a powerful one because I feel like a lot of people, you know, in this the spiritual work, they're amazing at a lot of these concepts, and then it gets to the relationships, whether it's with themselves, you know, husband, wife, you know, partner, whatever, and then that's where they get kind of caught up. And so I think it was very powerful to um you know, our kids
Yeah.
to read about like seeing, you know, that person as like God would see them, right? Seeing yourself as God would see, you know, because that's another relationship too with yourself.
Absolutely.
So I
The
think
most
it was, yeah,
important.
like you said, it was very profound. Yeah.
Yeah. I learned so much from that. And I actually don't have the book. I just ordered it because I'm like, I have got to read this all the time. I've got to really like read these chapters over. And this was really profound because I've had like, we all know I've had a rough time with my family this year. And I actually finally spoke to my sister a few days before our call, and then what it brought up for me. And then my sister and I hadn't been talking since January. And so to talk to her for the first time in 6 months and then to have this class was so amazing because it's like the relationships I'm realizing that one of the things it says like in here is like, I realize I judge my family deeply because of their
Mhm.
belief. And yet their beliefs are just from where they came from. But yet and we come from the same place, but yet I judge them so deeply for not being better or knowing better. And yet one of the sentences in there was, God doesn't need us to police the universe. And it was like, geez, like I don't need to be here judging my family and thinking what they should do. And um and I have this anger towards them. But and I was even saying before we even read this part, I was like, but my friend was telling me that I have righteous anger and like
Mhm.
um and being righteous isn't godly. And then you read a sentence that said, there's no such thing as righteous anger. And I was like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like it's not, it's anger. It's just
Yeah.
anger. It's not about and so I'm learning now. I'm trying. I don't know how yet. I'm not even learning yet. I'm just still in the awakening of this phase of
Yeah.
like learning how to have compassion and to stand up for the what I believe in, the human rights and beliefs that I believe, but while I'm doing that, not judging people. It's like I'm almost like creating this cycle of hate. It's like I'm hating
Yeah.
someone for hating somebody,
Yeah.
right? And which is crazy. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe next week will help me. I don't know. Maybe next week is to get you out of the cycle of hating the hating. I don't know, but but we'll see what happens. But it's just been really eye-opening and honestly very daunting. And sometimes usually my favorite thing is to go inside and change what's happening with me and like what limiting beliefs or what I carry with me or been carrying my whole life. And this one seems very daunting. And maybe because it must be one of my biggest hurdles, right? Like I don't even know where
Yeah.
to start. And thank God for this book because it's really helping me navigate that within me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. I love that. And it reminds me of um like talking about like just keeping up with that cycle. So it's like, you know, somebody like that, like for kids, for instance, I remember growing up in the 80s. So like people would be cussing and then you would like repeat it and they're like, don't effing cuss. And I'm like, that statement
Right.
in itself makes absolutely zero sense. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you literally just are portraying that which you don't want me to do. Right.
Yes.
But again,
Yes.
it's obviously not a conscious thing.
Right.
But yeah, that's just a cycle. But it's really truly seeing and kind of like I had told you on in your classes, like seeing or no, it's in my class, sorry. Um like seeing them in that like perfect. So we're all born and we're all perfect, right?
Right.
We're
Right.
just came from source. We just came from God, right? And so and everybody starts off the same.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's what they are. They just lost that connection.
Right.
He talks
Right.
about suffering is because they've lost contact with the whole, right? So that's all that it is. Um, and so seeing them, like I remember, well, you'd probably know this, like right when you stand up on stage, they would say, "What if you're nervous? Picture everybody in the underwear," right?
Right.
Why? Because to take away the seriousness of
Right.
it, and
Right.
so it's kind of the same thing. Look at everybody like imagine them as like a little baby or whatever, right? Because that's who they are
Yep.
at the core, right? That
Absolutely.
perfection and that
Yes.
wholeness, they've
Yes.
just lost that
Right.
connection. That's all that it is.
Right.
Um,
Well,
so
you even said in the book, when people lie or steal, they are forgetting who they are. And
right,
you're just not connected to
exactly.
yourself in your life. You don't need to lie about yourself. You don't need to.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hard to have a conversation or to be truthful to someone because you don't want to hurt them. But yet the lie hurts you and then it also hurts them. And you're so disconnected from yourself when you're doing that. You're not connected to your love and your kindness and your compassion and your awareness. And you're so far from it. And it's a
Yeah.
lot to be a human, and then it's a lot to love other humans, right? Like it's a lot to have a family and to navigate that, and then to navigate your own, and then to like have like you have your own husband and family and children, and like that's so much. And so yeah, so this is what we do, right? We try to stay connected. That's why I do the sound. This is why you do the book. It's like these are all tools to keep you connected to yourself at all times. So you're not lying. So you're not stealing. And
Yeah.
most of all, not lying to yourself, not stealing from yourself, not taking away what you deserve, like not being connected to the amazing human that we all are, right? Like as we talked about last week, we're all special. And so it's just like, that's why Amber and I do this. That's why Yuki is here. It's to really have it's a remembrance, right? It's our soul identity. It's to remember and to be connected to our soul at all times. And that's what we teach.
Yeah. And every new moment is a new moment. Like I tell my
Yeah.
kids, every moment's a do-over. So it's
Yeah.
not about like, oh, I messed up or I made, I don't even believe in like mistakes really, because there are no accidents in the universe.
Right.
But like knowing that, okay, I don't really love that that just happened, whether it was something I did or something else, right? But like what can I take from this? Right. And
Yeah.
that is what trips up a lot of people because we get caught
Right.
up in the thing,
Right.
right?
What's the emotion of it?
Yeah, the humanness of it, right? And
Yeah. Right.
the soul doesn't know pain, the soul doesn't know a
Right.
triggered and like all these
Right.
things. The soul doesn't need to sleep, the soul doesn't need food, right? Like all these
Right.
things. But that's part of the reason why we chose to come here, right? Is to experience those things and to grow and expand. So in order to have that, we do have pain. We have, this rude people, whatever it may be, to kind of see past that. And I love that every new moment's a new moment for a do-over because I used to live in like, regret was like with a capital R, like
That's
everything.
crazy.
Man, I regret
Wow.
this, I regret that, I
Oh,
regret it, like all kinds, and so
wow.
like, but stepping out of that, um, like has been so freeing,
Yeah.
to see it as
Yeah.
it all. And there's some stuff that I'm like, I really don't know what the lesson was there, right? Like knowing that there was one, but I'm like, I'm still not seeing it 20 years
Right.
later.
Right.
But
Right.
but it'll come to me or it won't,
Yeah.
whatever. But
Mhm.
but still releasing it from being something that I'm holding on to,
Yeah.
um, has been very powerful.
Yeah.
Um,
Pain
for
is
myself.
expansion. As much as we
Yeah.
don't know that. I mean, as we know,
Yeah.
I'm an alcoholic, and I was at the depths of hell for a while after
Yeah.
my divorce, like a decade ago. And I mean, it was just one thing after another just kept coming and pummeling, and I'd get up from that, and then something would pummel me again, and it was just the vibration I was in, everything, and I just didn't understand. And then once I got sober and really connected to myself, it's like I see all the lessons now. I'm so grateful for that time in my life, as painful and as long as it was. It was, and I mean, can I even imagine the people that loved me, that saw me going through that, right? And it's just like, even right now, going through something so painful, even though we talked about earlier before we got on this call, it's like going through this, it's like so painful right now, and it hurts my heart so bad. But it's like right away, I was like, I could hear what the universe was saying. Like, you need to
Mhm.
feel this. You need to learn this. We need you to understand that this is not right for you. You need to move on. And it's just like, as painful that it's pain, but it's expansive and it's freeing and it's letting go. And it's of me letting this go. And I might be in this for a few more days. It could be another week. We don't know. But like, as painful as it freaking is,
Yeah.
I do know that this is a lesson, and I know this is for me. Like, from the universe, from me to me, and so, oh,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
100%.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. And what's
yeah.
funny? I used to never like people are like, oh, just rip it off. And I'm like, and this is really interesting because as I speak this, I'm like, this was like a metaphor for my life. But I would choose to pull it off slowly and
Wow.
suffer, like legit. And if somebody, oh, my cat's jumping on my lap. If
Hey,
somebody would like rip it off, like my husband or something, I would be so angry. And again, I was not aware, right? So but it's just interesting because this was my life dynamic and my
absolutely,
story that I
absolutely.
used to live by. But it was like, no, I want to pull it off slowly because it hurts. It in a way it does hurt more when you pull it off quickly, but the pain is less
For
time.
moments, yeah,
Like as
just
I'm
quick,
speaking this out loud, I'm having like an awakening right now. Because as much as it's a tiny thing, it's a band-aid, but like that's how I live my life completely. And I'm like, no, and I would actually get angry because I'm like, how dare you pull it off so quickly?
right,
Right.
right,
But it's like,
right,
no, it's the same
right.
thing because there's growth within it because it is now healed and you're wanting to shed that part of your identity. And I'm like, I want to suffer. And
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah. I
but
gotta
if
feel this. I gotta feel every little inch of
yes,
every hair. I gotta
yeah.
feel every hair.
Yes, 100%. And it was always
Yeah,
on like, an arm or somewhere where there was
yeah,
hair. So
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
even more.
yeah.
And like that
You're
prolonging
attached.
of, right? Because I would live in
Yeah,
that like life has to be full of suffering. And I mean, that's just all how you view
right.
it. I can
Right
see it
there.
as
Like
like,
that. I gotta write that down. Wow. Yeah.
yeah, and that's and so I actually come to awarenesses as I talk. So this is amazing that we got this on
Amazing.
camera.
Yeah.
As I speak, I actually come up with awarenesses, but
Yes.
yeah, it's taking the lesson and not see, because we can see everything as suffering. Oh my gosh, like I got into a car accident, like, oh, it's just suffering. Or I could look at it as like, oh man, I get to get a new car, or
Right.
maybe I wasn't
Absolutely.
grateful for the car I had, or like whatever it may be,
Right.
right? So I can see
Right.
that as suffering, or I can see it as a new opportunity. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
that it feels amazing. Like
Right.
that's a misconception.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean that I'm in
Yes.
like, woohoo, car wreck, yeah.
No.
But seeing it as like, okay, cool. This is uncomfortable, but I know that something amazing is going to come out of it.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
We need to be uncomfortable. We need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Like
Yes.
it's just like I'm very
Yes.
uncomfortable right now, but I need to sit in it. I need to feel this, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
this is a big lesson for me. And it's just, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about that. That's amazing, Amber. Great
100%.
job.
Thank you. Is your feather your necklace is I was gonna say is your feather a necklace?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Feathers are like my spirit sign, if you will.
Oh,
I
this I
love
have a feather.
feathers so
My
much.
nose ring is a feather too. That goes
Wow, I
across
did
my
not know
nose.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, my
God, that is
bestie
so
Megan
special.
gave this to me one of the last times I was in Detroit. Yeah, yeah, that I grew up with. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I love a feather. Yeah.
my mom has been picking up feathers. My mom was very into like Native American tradition.
Oh, yeah.
She used to always pick up feathers, like literally
Um,
anywhere she'd walk, she'd find a feather.
yeah.
And I kind of
Um,
took that on after she crossed. And
yeah,
then
yeah.
my kids will be like, I found you a feather. And I'm like, "Oh."
Oh,
And it could
that's
be
so
from
cute.
like, just some bird, a goose, which we see tons of, it doesn't have to be
Yeah,
anything fancy, but
right.
where I go, I
Still
see a
special.
feather and I'm like, I hear you, mom. I love you too. So
Oh, oh, that's so cute. I
yeah,
love that.
I actually have a tattoo. I don't know if it shows up
Oh,
much,
yeah, yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
blurry,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
this was actually my mom's handwriting that they tattooed. And then it's the camera is not being cooperative,
Oh,
but it's a
that's so
feather.
sweet. What does the
So
handwriting say?
It says, I love you forever and infinity. That's
Oh,
how she would sign every single letter. I'm from the 80s, so we pen and paper writing letters.
right.
But every letter that she would write, she would sign it. I love you forever and infinity.
Oh, that's really cute. Oh,
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
So special.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
So yeah, you can check out Shannon's class that she just did. We'll put the link in the description. My class,
Yeah.
next one will be on chapter 7, but we read on there. So I mean, Shannon hasn't had her book this whole time, so
No,
feel free to just pop
I've gotten
on
so much out of it. Yeah.
and hear one of us read.
Yeah.
That link will be in the description as well. This has been
Yeah.
amazing. I hope you
Yeah.
have
So
a
good.
great rest of your day,
You
and
too, my love.
we'll all chat soon.
Yeah. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.